better than them. And
I never ever think that.
But I'm just telling you what it was given.
Shut the fuck up. And that's my final thought.
So part 3 of the reunion begins where the last one left off before, with Ivory sneaking Bad Dolly from the side. Oh, bam. Damn, Ivory. But then Big Lex comes for Scotty, and then Jazz comes for Summer. I mean, it's just a whole lot going on. Oh my gosh. So chaos is ensuing on the stage. Stewie is telling Summer to stop jumping. Oh yeah, she was getting involved in the fight as well. Then you have Scotty saying to Big Lex, what's up, what's up, what's up? But security is breaking it up. That security does not want Lex to fight Scotty. Damn. So then you have Ivory go up to Big Lex saying, we good, we good, we good. And Big Lex is like, you good, you good. And then Ivory's like, we good, all right, all right. And then that was that. Then we have Big Lex calling out a fade with Jayla again. So then Handsome Squidward and Big Lex square up. Ooh. Oh, they both doing good. They both doing really good. I can't tell who won. So they get pulled off of each other, but Big Lex wants to fight another round with Jayla. And at this point, I'm like, girl, what is the main issue, Big Lex? You fought this bitch like 11 times this reunion. Why do you keep wanting to go? Big Lex is saying it's because Handsome Squidward had jumped in one of the fights. I don't know. It was just a whole bunch of confusion. So Big Lex is going off, just talking shit, steadily walking towards Jayla. And that bitch ends up swinging. And this fight was ugly, honey. Oh, they get on the floor and everything. You see them biting hoes. I mean, it was bad. Like, this was a really nasty fight. Ooh, not them grabbing Big Lex's face. Ooh! And when Big Lex gets up, she starts screaming, I'm like, oh, dear Lord Jesus. And then we have Jayla walking off the stage with her hand in her nose, honey. And you know it's because Big Lex had bit her nose. She bit her nose. And I'm like, damn. Jayla keeps getting bit in the most obvious places. First it was the center of her chest. It's the nose. I'm like, damn. But the mark on the nose, it actually healed up better than the bite that Gretch had left. So at least that's good. So then you just have chaos on stage. Big Lex keeps repeating that she needs that. She needs that. Then you have Anna trying to check on Jayla, but Jayla is not responding. I think Jayla has totally left the building. Yeah, she's gone. Gone. So then we cut back to the stage and Jasmine Renee runs up on Summer. Oh, okay. Jazz's hits were connecting. It kind of looked like Summer swimming a little bit. Oh, but Ivory comes and trips Summer. I said, oh my God. And Summer heads straight to the flow and Jasmine gets some good shots in. Oh, Jasmine kicked her in the face too. Oh my God. Damn. Now, honestly, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, was Ivory right in tripping Summer? I mean, it was kind of like pump fake because Summer is already fighting Jazz. Let them have their fair one. But then again, Summer came in and tried to hit Ivory when she was fighting Big Lex. So, hey, I guess they're even now. They're even now. So Summer is mad, honey. She's so mad. And Rolly and Natalie are on the floor laughing. They're like, why the fuck did Ivory do that? Oh my God. So then they cut to Big Lex going off backstage about wanting to fight Jayla because Jayla had bit her, it looks like twice on her arm. Ooh, yeah. Ugh. But Big Lex, you're not going to get the opportunity because Jayla has left the building like Elvis. Okay. Then we got Sweaty Santana patting his sweat. Okay, I mean, this man is fucking melting. He's melting. He's melting. But then Sassy Santana starts going down the list of fights and what he thought. He says that Ivory won against Big Lex and says the audience members agree too. The audience is kind of lukewarm. Some of them are like, yeah. The other ones are like, nah. Jaden says, oh, they be lying. They be lying. You get 3 different stories from these audience members. And that's true. The audience members do be lying. They really do be lying. I personally feel like Zeus tells them to lie. You know, after the reunion, say these stories to kind of throw the viewers off. You know what I mean? So they'll be more surprised when it airs. I would not be surprised if Zeus does that. It's smart. I'm not going to lie, Zeus. It is smart. Then Sassy Santana says the Jazz and Summer fight was just unnecessary, unneeded. He's tired of seeing it. And I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of tired too. I don't really care about the Jazz and Summer fight. And apparently Zeus doesn't either because Jazz is not back for Baddies Africa. Then Bad Dolly comes to the stage and immediately runs up on Pretty P. So they get to the center of the stage and square the fuck up. Oh, okay, Pretty P. You know what? Oh, fuck. Dolly was uppercutting the fuck out of her. So they get pulled off of each other. And Bad Dolly is topless, honey. She's topless. She takes her whole shirt off. And her and Pretty P square up again. Oh, Pretty P kicked her. Got a good kick in first. But I'm sorry. It is so degrading of Bad Dolly to be just fighting without a shirt, a top, nothing. It's just like, oh my God. But in terms of the fight, let me look past Dolly's boobs to see who won. Yeah, Bad Dolly is getting her. Yeah, I would say Bad Dolly won, even though Bad Dolly ends up on the floor. And you hear Saucy in the background saying, oh, Dolly tore, yeah, Dolly tore. But even though Dolly tore, she's tore up herself. You see her hand bloody and you see her getting medical attention. But Pretty P and Saucy start arguing about who lost the fight. Pretty P is bucking up to Saucy saying like, no, she didn't win the fight. She didn't win the fight. Pretty P, I'm sorry, you lost. But at least you're not getting medical attention right now. You look untouched. Dolly doesn't. And Janeisha gets involved and tells Pretty P, look, I think you're one of the most underrated girls this season, but Dolly got that one. And I'm like, oh, okay, Janeisha, okay. Then Natalie trolls the audience and is like, next, we got Tommy. And Sassy Santana's going off like, yes, bring Tommy out. But Janeisha announces that Natalie was trolling. Tommy's not coming. Why did Tommy not come? Oh, is it because of her foot? Yeah, I think her foot is still healing up. Yeah. So then Janeisha starts talking to Jazz and saying like, oh, I think you're a baddie, a true baddie, da-da-da-da-da. Well, if you thought she's a true baddie, why isn't she coming back for Baddies Africa? But true tea, Jazz, she is a baddie. She's very pretty. She's about her stuff. She stands on business. She will get in the paint with you. Yeah, I think Jazz is a baddie, but she made a mistake of just having beef with Summer this season. You know what I'm saying? She should have spread out her beefs. You know what I mean? You have to have beefs with multiple people on the show to be rememberable. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the fact of reality TV, right? You gotta have more conflict than just with one person, and you gotta have sustained conflict. Like True T, and this is like, I should host a Baddies boot camp, okay, and tell people how to stay on Baddies. You need to have one fight per episode, okay? Every episode you need to get in one fade with somebody, and I guarantee you, you will be back. So in the middle of them talking, Pretty P stands up and goes backstage. The audience is like, oh. Then somebody else runs behind Pretty P. I think that's Ivory? Yeah. But Ivory and Pretty P come back. Okay, I guess they didn't find Summer or Dolly. So then Janeisha calls to the stage Emma, Yoshi, and Nunu, honey. Nunu comes on stage with her red dress, and I gotta say, she looks good. She looks really good. Saucy is living for her outfit, honey. He's living for her outfit. He says, you don't even need to fight no fades today because you look that good. And I'm like, nah, she should have ran fades because then she would have been able to come to Africa. You have to run fades. Let me tell you something. If I was in the reunion, I would not be getting dressed up or dolled up. No, I would be in my sweats and sneakers, slick back braids, you know what I'm saying? Like no, this is not the time to be fabulous because you'll be fabulous and you'll be unemployed next season. So immediately Janeisha asks Emma if she's cool with Scotty. So Emma says that they already squashed their beef. We talked about it in the house, like they're cool now. Sassy Santana's like, boo, Emma, boo. Sassy's so messy. He just wants to see these hoes fight. Like, I'm just like, damn. Then Emma says that, look, ever since I called Scotty boring, I feel like y'all been trying to push a narrative on me saying that I'm boring, things of that nature. But Rolly's like, look, like, we're just reciprocating your energy. Like, you literally came onto this show wanting to fight somebody just because they're boring. Like, that's lame as fuck. And no lie, it is kind of lame. And it's truly giving that the producers told you to do that, Emma. Like, they literally told you to come for Scotty. Like, because they wanted to see Scotty squirm this season. I would say just be real and say it, but even if you did say it, Zeus would probably edit it out because you're kind of breaking the fourth wall. But I mean, it is what it is. But Zeus kind of sets you up to be looking stupid, Emma. You know what I mean? Or actually, Emma, you made yourself look stupid because it's like, if you're going to say someone is boring, you sure as hell better not be boring. You better be the most interesting person on the motherfucking show. But no, Emma, you were more boring than Scotty. But then Janeisha sticks up for Emma against Scotty and says, like, look, the newbies really stood on business this season. The OGs, they acted entitled, like they didn't want to do nothing, just sitting there, just whatever. They weren't giving anything. And I'm like, oh my God. Scotty is just like, never, never, no, no. Rolly's like, look, I feel like I'm the only OG who really, stood up for the newbies and said basically like, we're no better than them. Like, we're all on the same show. Like, we need to stop the elitism. And I'm like, that's true, Rolly. You did. Then they start talking to Nunu. They ask her about the whole Anna and Biggie fight. Nunu actually, shows a little bit of love to them. They're like, I love the delusional duo. Like, you know what? They're so delusional for each other. They got each other's back. Like, they can have it. And I'm like, oh, okay. But little do you know that they're not really a duo right now, honey. They're over. Their friendship is done, over, finished, dead. So then Tasiki and Biggie return to the stage, and Janeisha brings up the beef that Anna and Biggie have right now. And Anna says, that she is upset with Biggie because she just stood there while she was getting jumped. But then Janeisha calls out Biggie and is like, what's up? Why don't you jump in when Anna's fighting? And Anna's like, I don't need her to fight for me, because I know Biggie's not a fighter. And I'm like, well then, bitch, why the fuck are you mad? Like, hello. But then you hear Biggie say something in the background very shady towards Anna. And I was like, what the fuck? She says that, she was selling, what did she say?
Bitches is selling pussy and getting embarrassed for less, though.
That's natural.
Oh, she said she was selling pussy and getting embarrassed for less? Oh, shit. Honestly, I don't think Anna heard that. Yeah, she didn't hear that because she didn't even respond to that. And I'm like, oh my God. But you see Ivory and Tinkerbell in the background telling Biggie, stop, talk to her in private, stop. So then the audience starts booing Biggie. And Biggie's like, there's only three of y'all booing. But then more of the audience starts booing. And I'm like, oh my God. So then you have an audience member basically go off on Biggie for not jumping in for Anna, things as such as. Then the audience member defends Biggie basically saying that, y'all let Scotty, not want to fight, but Biggie, when she doesn't want to fight, y'all get upset. But Scotty's like, no, I'll get in the paint. Like, I will get in the paint. And it's true. Like, Scotty will. She's not just going to stand by and just like look like, a fucking like deer in headlights. Like, she'll actually get in the paint. That's the difference between Scotty and Biggie. So then Biggie and Anna are arguing about whether or not she got jumped. Okay. Biggie's like, you didn't get jumped. Anna's like, bitch, you know what? I'm walking off. Like, I can't. Did Anna get jumped? Only person I could say, like, totally got jumped was Scotty. I think Anna got tag team. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think Anna was jumped. But what do y'all think? Comment. So then Anna leaves the stage and Rolly goes and consoles her. And then they cut to another audience member saying to Biggie that she wants to fight her because the last reunion, Biggie had thrown a water bottle at her. And Biggie's like, I don't remember. And if I'm not going to fight any of the bitches on the show, why would I fight a bitch in the audience? And I'm like, I mean, that is true. If Biggie's not going to fight a bitch on the show, she's definitely not going to fight a bitch in the audience. And to be true, and to be honest, I wouldn't fight a bitch in the audience either because it's like you're just giving her clout. Like, there's no benefit for Biggie to do that. You know what I mean? So then Rolly and Anna come back on stage. Biggie's just going off some more. Anna stands up to the audience member going at Biggie, basically saying she looks like a turtle, da-da-da-da-da-da. Then Dolly, Big Lex, and Summer come back to the stage. Then they start having some dialogue between Big Lex and Ivory talking about their fight, things as such as. Then Ivory gets up out her seat to try to talk to Summer, okay? What the fuck is this on her backside? Is that a skid mark? Like, ew, that looks so bad. But then Pretty P comes from the side and starts fighting Bad Dolly, but is quickly broken up by security, okay? Then Ivory starts talking to Bad Dolly and Summer, basically saying I didn't have a problem with y'all until, y'all started talking shit online or whatever. They just start arguing. But Ivory says she's done fighting them and she wants to give them a hug. But Summer is like, no, I'm not giving you a hug. You just tripped me. Like, no. And I'm like, I don't blame Summer. Like, I wouldn't want to hug that bitch either after she tricked me. So, yeah. Then Summer and Scotty start arguing about their beef. Summer tells Scotty that she's not a real Aquarius. She's a Pisces. I'm not sure what that means. Apparently it's an insult. I don't know. Then Anna gets involved talking about how Summer talks too much, things as such as. So then they bring up Big Lex, why she got involved with the Summer and Anna and Scotty beef. Big Lex says she's not going to watch her friend get jumped. Simple as that. Then they ask Big Lex about Anna, and Big Lex basically says, like, look, I was originally sparing Anna because of her size, but it just gets to a point where the mouth is just too much that you just got to fight. And I'm like, yep, I agree. Then they ask Tasiki and Bad Dolly about their fight. Tasiki says she's over it. Bad Dolly's like, we didn't even have a real reason to fight, you know, just is what it is. We're cool. There's a truce. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, true tea. Zeus probably told Bad Dolly to fight Tasiki if she wants to go to Africa. I mean, that's pretty much what it was. Oh, wait, that's not true. They got into it earlier this season. Bad Dolly had threw the drink in Tasiki's face, and then Tasiki hit her in the back of the head. But Bad Dolly ended up breaking her hand, and Tasiki broke her hand too. So they were just like, okay, this fade's on hold, and we'll catch that at the reunion. Okay, so I guess they did really have a reason to fight. Then Slim comes onto the stage. And of course, they talk about Rolly, okay, and the whole beef. You know, Rolly's like, you talked about my son. Slim is like, you talked about my dad. They were just bringing up how Rolly talked about her dad not being fully black. But they didn't mention the fact that Rolly had said that Slim's dad touched her, okay? Like, they never brought that up in this on camera. It's like, bro, that's one of the main, like, issues. Like, that's a really horrible thing to say to someone on a public platform, especially someone that used to be your friend. So I don't know why they didn't talk about that. So yes, they keep arguing. Basically, the friendship is over and done, and yeah. So then Summer apologizes to Slim for sneaking her and then talking about her dad. Then Summer gets up to give Slim a hug. Slim begrudgingly gets up and gives her a hug too. I personally feel like Slim didn't really want to give her a hug, but you know, it is what it is. Then they start giving their final comments to all the girls. And that is how part 3 of the reunion ends. But I want to know what you guys think, and this is the video the YouTube algorithm thinks you should watch next.